close Nigerian embassy, because they actually found out that every accusation against Igbo man is always falsified, unjustified, unsubstantiated, and what based on falsehood, deception. So that's why they do what? Quickly they close Nigeria embassy, they turn it down in Finland, and this time around they are eyeing to free Simon Ekpa to begin what commenting freely on social media of releasing Simon Ekpa over the revelation made by IBB that number one, the Igbo did not plan the coup, and the civil war again was not caused by the Igbo. So they're now thinking that that maybe what Simon Ekpa is doing is right in order to protect his people from the Fulani Janjaweeds. But if you are watching, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, drop your comments on notifications after you subscribe, click the like button, and then share this page with others. This is a very informative page. Mr. Raf, now that the truth has come out and the Finland is considering releasing Simon Ekpa, how does that news come to you? Yeah, from the horse's mouth. It is written on the wall everywhere, from the horse's mouth, from the Nukwe man, from the Kanuri man, Hausa man, Yoruba man. Everybody has actually known that the Igbos did not plan 1966 coup, but it was allegedly, accused the Igbos. They were the one that caused, plotted the coup. Obviously, in various books, by and large, the Why We Struck, Chukwuemeka Sunset at Dawn, Chukwuemeka My Friend, written by Fred Forsyth, The Making of an African Legend, written by the British war reporter then, actually made it clear, stated it succinctly that the coup was a coup of all Nigerians. It was a Yoruba coup, Hausa was there, Fulani was there, Urhobo was among, Isoko was among, Igbo man was among, Hausa man, everybody, Efik man, Ibibio man, Bari man, all of them, they planned this coup and succeeded on at least bringing down those political profiteers who were running down Nigerian wealth, in the 1960s. Early 60s were all these political juggernauts, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Akintola them, Abekatofa Bolawa, who were stealing our commonwealth. And the Nigerian military clique then, young officers, they actually planned a coup to oust all these people out of power. And they succeeded on doing that. And someone was the reason for this coup. The reason why they staged this coup that was tagged Igbo coup was Awolowo. Awolowo was at Calabar cell, jail. And these young officers were aggrieved that the man they put in jail went to school, well read, he knew leadership more than all of them. That's why these military officers, while on a routine training exercise in the evening time, went into the Sultan of Sokoto palace and disallowed him. Yes, because they know that Sultan of Sokoto connoted one of the worst, hideous problem Nigerians were not seeing there. He is in his palace, so he's still commandeering this kind of dominance among all the political, components of the country. That's why the military officer said, let us go and demise him. And actually they went into his palace and they disallowed him. So you see it as it is for the cocoyam, so it is for yam. Because he was a royal father in his domain. The whole caliphate, Sokoto, all over, they cover northeast, northwest, west. He was using religion to thwart all the political efforts in this country to make Nigeria a better place then. That's why they went into his palace and made sure that they sniffed life out of him. Then what actually took place was that after the coup, the whole officers, they gang up, the whole emirs, the whole Fulani Janjaweed, religious juggernauts in the north, who are the Fulanis, they came together and said, Igbo did not die. Why is it that it is only Igbo that did not die? They made law among themselves, conspired against Igbo officers in various army barracks across Nigeria. That was how they started mutiny. Mutiny is an onslaught, very bloody one, among the military hierarchy themselves within the barrack. This gives you the best definition of mutiny in English. And the mutiny that happened across the barracks of the Federation The Igbos paid the highest price. The Igbo officers were killed, disallowed in their large number by their other counter, by their other army officers from other, let me say, tribes. So that was how Operation Bochepu, Operation this, Operation that, very bloody one within the barracks, army barracks of the whole army barracks of the Federation. That was how Igbo military officers, colonels, majors were all disallowed. They killed all of them. The then military head of state, General Aguironsi, was killed in Ibadan on his state visit to Colonel Fajuyi. They killed Colonel Fajuyi too. His host fought for him. Aguironsi, his host, told Gowon and Theophilus Danjuma and Ramat Murtala Mohammed not to touch my guest. My guest is the head of state, General Aguironsi, the military head of state. He is my guest. You won't kill my guest in my house. That was how they killed the innocent Yoruba young officer, Colonel Fajuyi. Fajuyi paid the price today because of what? Respect. Because of what? The kind of respect he has for his visitor. Now that the Finnish government have not seen all the things that I just mentioned now, and they've allegedly shut down the Nigerian embassy, so they are angry. They actually found out that the accusation Finland close Nigerian embassy, yes, because they actually found out that every accusation against Igbo man is always falsified, unjustified, unsubstantiated, and what? Based on falsehood, deception. So that's why they do what? Quickly they close Nigeria embassy. They turn it down in Finland, and this time around they are eyeing to free Sabonaba to begin what? Commenting freely on social media. Sabonaba should go back very soon to do what he knows how to do best. He is our information minister right now. He knows how to paint his story to look sweet. That is the work he has been doing on social media before he was intercepted or apprehended by all this Nigerian rumor that went to Finland begin to look like truth. And today Finland is looking at it. That is a fact. The man is trying to defend his tribe. Samaba is defending the tribe he actually thinks it is his. And actually Igbo is his tribe. And as I'm talking to you now, Samunapa is coming out gradually, while Nigerian embassy in Finland remains shut down because Nigerian government is a government structured, founded on lies, deceptions, injustice, illegality, bad governance, bad government, deception. So this time around, they are shutting down Nigeria embassy in Finland indefinitely. This case is not taking other Scandinavian countries like Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark. They are going to join too. To shut down Nigerian embassy is a country that is made on foundation of deception, deceit, lies, injustice, illegality. Actually, other Scandinavian countries, they are going to shut down Nigerian embassy because of what? Illegal incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As I'm looking at it right away, Finland is not going to open Nigerian embassy in Finland so soon. Nigerian ambassador to Nigeria is a liar, because once a country is founded on a lie, basis of lie, foundation of lie, all of us are liars. Are you listening to me? Ministers are liars. We are all liars because our country is a lie, deception country. Lie. So lie. So now, lie here, lie there, lie in the north, lie in the southeast, lie in the southwest, lie. The whole atmosphere of Nigeria lies. Many Igbo businessmen were there at the book launch of former president or minister or head of state IBB. There's this man, very, very rich man, Otto Eze was there. What do you have to say? Contributing money for him, donating money. What do you have to say about the Igbo businessmen out there? Igbo businessmen that contribute money, we are the one that join forces with Fulani Janjaweed. Many are collaborators, with their Fulani masters that enslaved them for how many years. Ataza was an errand boy to the whole Fulani regime that came and gone in Nigeria. Ataza was an errand boy to Babangida Ateze was an errand boy, to Chagara Ateze was an errand boy, to Abacha Ateze was an errand boy, to Muhammad Buhari Ateze is an errand boy, to Sadone Sokoto Ateze, as I'm talking to you now, generally is an errand boy, slave to the Fulani Janjaweeds. That's why Ateze has never seen anything on joining forces to bring Biafra into being. Emancipation of Biafra, Ateze is spending his millions on Fulani. It doesn't concern him. He's either inviting more Fulani Janjaweeds, headers, cattle rearers into Anambra State. He actually bought land and put them there. From there, they are sneaking out, going to Oka, abducting people at Okuzunteji everywhere. Fulani headers, Ateze bought land for them and he was feeding them because he himself is a Fulani Janjaweed. The blood of the Fulani been able to understand what transpired from their own line of reference or understanding. That is the whole thing. That's why people are talking about how come that IBB came up with such revelation at this point in time. I can tell you that IBB has already declared Biafra as a sovereign nation by the virtue of that statement, and the whole world must acknowledge that. The acknowledgement of it is the truth that was supposedly unveiled to the detriment of the Fulani and of course the media aspect of the Southwest that connived with the BBC as at that time to tag it an Igbo coup. Who is going to compensate the Igbo? Is it the people from the Niger Delta, the so-called Serewiwo and the rest of them, Adaka Borough, all those kind of people who stood against the Igbo interest, who tagged and wanted to destroy the Igbo identity in Nigeria? Unfortunately, the Igbo people were innocent. On that process of their innocency, they were able to lose over 6 million people in that war. 100 trillion, whatever they call it, does not matter at this point. What matters is the recognition of Biafra with all its territorial integrity is returned, installed, brought back, given to them, hand over to them. And let us see Gowon go to jail, to prison. Gowon must go to prison at this point in time. Go to prison? Yes. The international community, the ICC, the boys are going to see it is not a joke. We are calling on the international community, the ICC, the ECOWAS, the AU, the European Union, the American government under Donald Trump, the Asia, the Japanese, to come to the rescue of the consequences that cost Igbos on the line of suppression and oppression for over 60 years now. The international community must seek to arrest Yakubu Gowon immediately without any reservation. We therefore call for the arrest of Yakubu Gowon immediately, because Yakubu Gowon was the one that liaised with enemies of the sovereignty as at that time and begin to kill the Igbo people. To an extent, the Igbo nation lost over 6 million. And they thought that one day the truth will not come out. Whatever that has pushed the IBB to reveal that will also make the whole world to go for the arrest of Gowon. Gowon must be arrested. Middle Belt belongs to Biafra. That is the truth. Niger Delta, all those areas belong to Biafra. Gowon must be questioned why he was not able to make the Aburi agreement public up to this very moment. Why is Gowon hiding from one region to another? Today here is in the Clark house. Tomorrow here is in one house in the other side of the world. Tomorrow here is in Abuja, hiding from one corner to another. That is not going to help Yakubu Gowon for the damage he has done. You are right. Yakubu Gowon has left Nigeria. It's like he's now living in the UK. How we heard. But we saw him during the book launch. Unfortunately, as I gathered, he was not allowed to have a preview of that book. If he had had a preview of that book, that he would have been indicted, he would have run away. Nobody would have seen him. You can see the damage he was able to carry out, even against his own people. The Igbos that were killed in the Middle Belt, There are more than 1 million. The Igbos that were killed in the north, there are over 2 million. The Igbos that were killed almost everywhere. Why is it that IDB now decided to unveil the truth at this point in time? And they knew very well the role that the military play always. When IDB carried their own queue, it was not taxed at Igbo queue. When Abata did their own, it was not taxed at Igbo. But why is it that, you see, this thing has been there over and over and over and over the time, and the Yorubas contributed. Even when Awolowo knew that this thing was not a Igbo queue, he kept quiet. Awolowo knew, and the Yoruba media know that this was pure conspiracy against the Igbo people. He kept quiet. Now, are you expecting the Igbos now to go and wake over 6 million Igbos that were murdered in that war? That is unacceptable fact that the world must call and demand the immediate arrest and persecution of Yakubu Gowon and those who liars. But if not that, I have some respect for the Southwesterners. I would have called for the arrest of Awolowo immediately, because how can you be an elder statesman? There's no controversy, there's nothing anywhere. You know where this thing was. They tell us, even when they were fighting the war, you engineered that the entire East Coast should be blocked and that the Igbos should be starved of food. You are the one that brought the idea. You sold the idea to Fulanis. The Fulanis look at it that the blockade of Bakassi Peninsula and the rest of them, of that Aziz, will lead to massive starvation of the Igbo people during the war. You never came out and told the world that what Gowon was doing was against what actually transpired. That the coup was not an Igbo coup. No one, I want to keep quiet. He never said anything. So, what has the Igbo man done to the Yorubas and the Northerners that have cost 6 million lives? And you are talking about 10 trillion. Bullshit. But everybody was involved in the killing of 6 million Igbo. That 10 trillion. But let me tell you, the time has come. I thank God, the international community, the EU, the Asian continent, of course, some part of the Sahel. I'm not talking about this useless AU that is under demonic Tinubu who stood there. And all of them know that it was not an Igbo coup. Still, the conspiracy of Igbo against Igbo is still going on in this country. The only thing that is left for the world to decide, because this thing is generating taking an international dimension at this point in time. The international community, EU, they are already documenting it and they're making references and possibly leading to the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can see what Ango Abdullahi was just saying this morning, that the fact that he was surprised that this thing actually happened, because a lot of people are not privileged to have such exclusive, confidential interview, report of what actually transpired in 1966. But I can tell you, the whole world is stepping into you. The whole world is amazed. But what we are getting currently now, this morning, the news that they flow this morning, we had it on a good note that Simon Ekpa has already engaged the Finnish government on the development so far. In fact, not only that, the Finnish government, Alexander Stubb, called for set up a committee to look at it, and they have shut down the Nigerian Commission in that country as a result of the IBB's revelation. All the lies that were made against the Igbos, we can see where it has turned. But still, in the midst of crisis and storm, the Igbo man stood tall. Imagine what would have become of the situation now in the country, how Nigeria would have looked like if Gowon, Yakubu Gowon, have respected the Ankara-Aburi-Ghana agreements. And up to today, Gowon has not made it publicly and publish what transpired in Aburi. The woman will not take this rubbish from anybody. We are advocating for the fourth Jewish black nation in the world on the basis of justice, on the basis of humanity, on the basis of fairness, on the basis of rights, not privilege. We are advocating for our identity, and that identity is Biafra. No stopping, no stopping of that Biafra restoration and recognition.
In 1 minute we are closing. Do you ever think that people like Yakubu Gowon will ever be arrested?
Yes, in Nigeria. I'm telling you, they don't know what is going on at the international scene at this point in time. The justice delayed cannot be at this point. This is genocide. The matter has to be revisited. There's going to be an independent inquiry, investigation under the ICC. You saw what Mazin Nambikano, someone and the rest of them are doing. You saw the different coloration. You saw the killing. And the world is asking, how come that IDB was able to make that revelation? How come Yakubu Gowon, who was at the center of the whole thing, could not be able to put up or stop the killing of the Igbos in the north and allow it to continue until Ojukwu become tired and said, no, it can no longer happen. Even at that you are not even qualified to be head of state at that particular time. The only person that was qualified to be head of state, who happens to be Babafemi Ogundibe, we don't know his whereabouts. Maybe he would have been in a position to stabilize the system as at that time.